We filmed. There you go. So you see, 57 minutes. That's not bad. We filmed with the X recorder for 12 hours 35. Why is that a big mistake? Because I believe that my um, videos I'm only allowed to do 12 hours to upload. So of course I'm gonna make myself a little drink because in Vendetta is nothing without energy. And good news, I'm not gonna wake up tomorrow for sunrise. For sunrise, we have a appointment with the government. I'm gonna wake up in about 7 hours and a half, but it should be pretty good. Anyway, all I have to do is work a little bit, and that's kind of the easiest part. Um, just to show you, we uploaded 8 hours and a half videos. This one is recording for 4 hours and 17. So, yeah, pretty cool, huh? We're gonna be able to finish it this time. They say it in French, they say c'est la vie. I wish they said it in Brooklyn and I, but I got it in Cheers. We're drinking mixed sour slurp. Not bad. Okay, so now let's go in. What I'm gonna do is we have 57 minutes right now. I'm gonna go in. I have to go sleep soon. What we're gonna do is. By the way, I'm sorry I complained about the girl. It's not that it's she's not guilty in there. Just she texted me after 2 months, and I'm like, dude, was the what? Right. So what I'm gonna do instead, you know what? Like I said, we're gonna do episode 5. No, we're gonna finish. I think I can finish the whole thing. I'm not sure, but I think I can finish it. The only problem is I don't have anything else for to delete. I have nothing. It's even worse than you think because I have TikTok deleted on both phones, and now I don't know how to do it. Season 4, we got season 3. Good. We are at Dragon Larry. I came in and explained this is what's stupid about Netflix. They won't allow you to choose. Okay, so you have to kind of go here, right? Dragon Larry, I did do the cold opening. They talk about the title, which I didn't like. Again. So what we're doing, this is the complex part, is we're changing season. It's always more, it's always harder. Okay, there you go. You know what? Maybe that's the way. There you go. Oh, there you go. Perfect. It worked. So now we remember that Alt and Bob. Bob is a filthy traitor and betrayed him. Coolest thing is, Jake gives a chocolate bar to Alt, and Alt says, no, no, no. I'm gonna go to the cafeteria, get myself a plain toast. And you got Bob saying, oh, which is super, super nice. Then you realize that Bob is crooked. This is also super cool. So Amy is leaving the prison. There's a beautiful, beautiful message on how she says, like, hey, to the woman, there's a really empowering message for the woman, except for one because she's a Nazi. And even then, goes to sit with a blonde, but the blondes are Nazi. And this is the craziest thing. She has an earpiece, so I would definitely think that this is the worst thing to do. So they see that Alt and Bob left, so they're asking the nurse where did they go, and they go and see. Eating the chocolate bar, Alt uses the chocolate to make a sign with the H. Now Jake says that H is Alt, but at the end we realize that H means ugly pad on top of the hospital, which is kind of super cool. Amy is fake pregnant again, so she gets prime plane tickets, and even though she's not pregnant, which is really, really cool. Her and Charles are having talks. Her and Charles are talking about how life is gonna be, how Jake is gonna be, and it sucks. It sucks because it's a fake baby. This show will not be done for the next like an hour. This show is is non-existent, right? So yeah, so Jake, the whole squad of Jake really they're on the roof. This is super cool because Bob will make it seem like an accident for Old because Old has binocular to spy on the scene, but it's said as bird watching. So it's like a fool. You got all of them, which is kind of insane because they meet the first crew. Terry goes in and saves the day, and you just saw right away that the H was for Ellie Pat. So congrats, Terry. You put a bit of cups. Now what they do is they go out of the hospital dressed up as nurses and doctor, and it's super cool because Chloe is in a full neck brace and everything. So yeah, there is a really cool scene here where Old pretended he was a doctor. He was a kid. He has a teddy bear, and then what he does is he pretends like he's not a doctor, and he says the cancer has spread. Prepare your house, which is gets your house in order, which is super funny because this is. I remember this. It makes me laugh so hard. I don't remember why I was laughing this hard. Um, Charles, classic Gina move. Charles goes in and he's like, "Yo, get us some Sunday." He's like, "No, sir, I'm sorry. We are going down. We close the kitchens." And Charles like, "No. We're VIPs. We are first class, so you should be treating us as first class." Yeah, they're just trying to leave they're trying to leave because what they think is oh yeah, so when they get Bob had some mafia people come over, so they're looking for a bunch of cops, but they're not looking for a bunch of nurses and infirmary. So this works kind of well. This worked kind of well. um, there's some gangster there. They find out there's a a bed. They thought that's not Bob, so they did manage to do something. Now this is the coolest thing. This is actually really smart. So they did two blockades. So um, the first blockade is Terry and the crew and Jake. They're going in, and then the second blockade is Olt, Gina, and Mr. Bob over here. I call him Mr. Bob because I don't like you because he betrayed Olt. Plain and simple, thank you. And it's funny because he says I'm the FBI. Then Gina looks crazy, so they feel like this is two crazy people. So the plan works really well, which is impressive. Bob is not gonna talk. However, there's somebody that shoots through the window, and they said, "Hey, I'm on your side. What they're shooting at me?" Said Bob, "You're collateral." So Bob decides to talk, and he tells them where the file is. That's gonna incriminate the right people, which is super good. Bob is tough as nails, dude. They're trying to intimidate intimidate him. It doesn't work. But when they ask him why he turned for money, of course. And Bob is saved. Bob is saved, which is super fucking cool. Now this is an even better place. This is an even better thing. So they go into the safe house, which is Rosa house, because we don't know where it is. And we got a classic move where Charles and Amy took a red light and just pointed at a sniper. So they thought it was a sniper, but it wasn't a sniper. Which worked because Bob did tell all his secrets by fear of death. By fear of death. That's pretty much it. There you go. There you go. So they did something well. They got Bob to tell all he knew. They didn't find the main bad guy, but hey, at the end of the day, they're a step closer. And like all said, when he's gonna come back, Pimento's gonna be able to go back. However, they're both going undercover. Nice. So the actual mafia guy goes in and he says that I know that Jake Peralta and Old were behind it, so they go undercover, and this is why they're now called Larry and Greg. So this is the whole episode, and it's kind of cool because they go into the witness protection program, but it's even cooler because you get more scene of Jake and we get a lot more scene of Jake and Olt. Now, I'm gonna say at this point they're my favorite characters. They're a Coral Palm, which I don't know what it is, and we know that it's been 6 months because they said 6 months. Olt is doing pretty well Jake isn't doing well. So they have this running class, and the running class is Alt running with them, and he pretend like he's an heterosexual man, which is for him is the it's the perfect disguise because he wants to disguise. You gotta say, dude. At the first season, he was possibly not buff, but look at Alt right now. He's looking buff as fuck. You know. This is super cool. They pretend like you don't know each other. No, pretend like you don't look at Jake with icy tops, which is funny because they're gonna shave it down because of what they did to Boyle's goatee, which is super cool because it's the same principle. And that's pretty much it. Look at this. Look at this. This is so good. This is so good. Oh yeah, Jakey's the the drowning burrito. This is super super cool.
I took your advice and got a job. I sell ATVs now. Well, the truth is, the new sell themselves. They're super fun. They're a lot safer.
No, this is important.
If you're driving it, it's actually much more dangerous than possible.
Well, my job is good. I don't mean stuck down here in Florida isn't ideal, but we need to make the best of it. In fact, I'm applying for a promotion at my new job.
Ah, very nice.
And if all goes well tonight, you might be able to slip Craig Stickney, assistant manager.
Very tough. Well, I'm on to
I thought I was thinking for a second I say double nice and then Alt just says because that's his way of saying double nice, which is super super cool. They're both neighbors, they're both undercover, which is great because it works super well. Now, Jake, this is the job of Alt. The job of Alt, he's working at Fun Times, right? So Fun Time is a place for birthday party. Now this is super cool because you don't know who this guy is. So this guy is not an actor. This guy, and I didn't know who he was. But as fate would have it, I've been listening to a little bit of a small known band that's called Lonely Island. He's one of the members of Lonely Island, by the way. So this is pretty cool. So he goes in, and Greg, which is Alt, I want to call him Greg from now on because this is the last time we make some videos. After this video, we're done forever with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So fuck it, let's have some fun. Let's call him Greg, and Greg is known as the stoner, the Rasta man. So this is super cool. We got her, which is a Maya. People love her. People love her. She was in Murderville Special Christmas, and people love her. And she is the I don't know what you call it. It's like the agent that makes sure that your undercover it doesn't get blown up. They're talking in the car and they're asking if everybody's going okay. They don't ask questions. She makes sure that she knows their characters. For example, old Greg, Queen per wave, baby, Queen per wave, level 10. And for example, old character is supposed to be super caring, but it's not super caring. This is not very like Larry, not very like Greg, which is super, super, super cool.
brand new model. Came in. I was gonna go for the 10,000, but the odds are way too fancy. See you soon.
They're doing pretty well. However, Jake hasn't given up. Jake has not given up. He's been working on the case. He's been working on the gangster case. However, too late because Greg is onto him. This is super, super, super cool. Because again, this is as much as it's boring because it's a routine of Alt walking the ladies and Jake going to work. It's cool because this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to lay low, right? So this is really, really, really cool. This is fucking nice because Jake goes to the spot where he has the all the clues, right? And all follow him, and he's like, "Yo, how did you do to follow me? I was on ATV." It's like, "Yeah, but I speed walk." And apparently, Old is a master at speed walk or something, which is super nice because again, it's something classical, but you can kind of see Old being interested in a sport like that. Like, hey, this is Captain Old, Captain Raymond Jacob Old. I'm gonna miss Captain Raymond Jacob Old the most. So yeah, so Jake didn't buy it, and this is super super cool. So Jake admit that he is missing the squad, and because he is missing the squad, well, he wants to solve the issue as fast as possible. So my apologies. They can go back to the 9-9, which I gotta say is kind of sweet, and it is in character of Jake to want to fix things. and I'm the most patient. Always follow the guide. Jake is very impulsive, which we love about him. Jake is pissed off at Old because Old say that you couldn't do this yourself, you're not gonna be able to find it. So he puts in question Jake's ability to be a good cop, which is not cool, Raven, not cool. Not cool, Raven, not cool. I'm gonna say as much time as I want. Is that okay with you guys? Cool. It's okay with me. So if it's okay with me and it's okay with you, it's okay with everybody. Okay, we agree on that? Awesome. So yeah, so all of this jazz to say that Jake goes in and he takes a job. He takes the asset manager, which is super freaking cool because here's the code. Blue shirt equated to assistant manager and red coat equate to employees. You can tell that these guys have great chemistry because I don't know, they've been in the same band of music for a while, so you know. Raymond is pissed because like, yo, you're still in my job. What do you mean? And Jake's like, yeah, I'm your boss. I'm gonna make you do whatever you want, whatever I want. So he makes Raymond do some lineal task just to piss Raymond off, but it doesn't work. However, something happened. They get into a fight, which a girl films, and if they film it, this will reveal the location, which is very, very problematic. So what they do is they go to see the girl, who they get to bribe, and this is super cool because she has a tattoo that is very, very distinct. But apparently that tattoo is the most popular tattoo there, which is kind of funny. However, the tattoo artist says, okay, well, she has a graduation ring, and we know where that ring is from. Then because of that, they are able to get the exact person that has the video, and they go pay her a little visit, as they say, and a bunch of language, which is completely out of my mind right now. So this is super, super cool. Yeah, Jake that pretends to be a snake charmer to get her a house. So basically, what happened is they get to school. They go to school. Jake does a distraction by taking out Carol's snake. Captain Raymond Bolt is able to find the address, and she's like, "Yo, if this goes viral, I can make $10,000 on internet." And Jake's like, "Okay, what if we give you the $10,000?" And he gives her a fake money, which is super, super, super nice. Because it doesn't work, which is fun because guess what? Raymond says to Jake like, "Yo, I knew you were gonna fuck it up. I knew that you were. I don't know why I trusted you." However, Jake switched the phone, and he has the video, and she doesn't, which is kind of fucking cool. And Oates was wrong to doubt Jake. So then he left, and this is super cool because there's a scene of Ray. I'm gonna call him Ray. Ray is talking as an asset manager to get a promotion. He's like, continue like that, and you're gonna be you're gonna be manager of the night shift in 3 to 4 years, which is funny because he's not gonna be there for 4 years. But also he's being told, lay off the drugs, man, which is really cool. Old goes to see Jake and apologizes. He said, listen, I've been a douchebag and I was wrong. And this is the coolest thing, you know why? Because Alt knows where Jake is hiding the evidence, and because he knows where he's hiding the evidence, he realized that they can actually see. I love this. I absolutely love this. What an ending to the first episode. First episode is important. So, Raymond is like, yo, I found something and I have an ID. I'm gonna upload the video no matter what because I want Figgis, which is a gangster, to come. And Jake says, I like the way you think, Greg. And it's like, it's not Greg, it's Raymond Holt. So Raymond Holt is back. So he says, think of that jazz with the bureaucracy. So it's kind of cool because this is his way of saying like, yo, I actually want to follow in what you want to do. We got Coram Palm season episode 2. So we have the boys meeting in a theater, which also gives Maya. And Maya, she goes in and she's talking about moral problem because she's dating a guy that's much younger. And it's funny because she's cheating on other than somebody that's way, way, way younger. This is so cool. Wells comes in and he's like, yo, I finally adopted, and the son is named Nikolaj. Nikolaj has got to be the best character because he embodies Wells so well. And I'm sorry to say, the character in itself of Nikolaj is kind of cool, but it's kind of sad because his father will come later on and Nikolaj will go back with his father, right? But at the same time, the way he's talking with Charles, it's very funny. For example, he calls him comrade. But this is so cool because I forgot, and this is on me, right? Because of course, like when I watch a show, I don't watch it to do a recap. But now I do it to watch a recap. So I thought Nicolaj calling Charles Papa was adorable. But then I did realize that the reason why Charles is being called Papa by Nicolaj is because Charles calls Lynn, which Lynn is his father, Papa. So yeah. So he's a Boyle side now. And this is super cool because we get to meet the Boyles clan. Which makes it sound super racist, the Boyles clan. No, not that clan. Don't worry about it. It's so cool because uh, Amy and Charles are reminiscent. Well, I didn't say listen. And we got the okay for one letter. What should I write? And Gina says the whole letter should be about me, which is super, super, super fucking funny. The boys go in, the boys being Jake and Raven Old, to get some guns, which is kind of crazy because this is the worst possible idea you can have. You get some gun, which is paid for by a friend of Old. Of course, it's a retiree, so kind of funny. And then they end up getting some by the police. Oh, you have a new captain because again, Captain Old is gone. The new captain is a total douche because he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what's going on. But at the same time, it's kind of funny because he's always like a pushover, which is kind of cool. However, the people that tell them stop being a pushover, which is they want to go for Florida to save Holt and Jake, but he's being told no, you're not gonna leave. Super funny thing, they get arrested for the bullets and the guns. They go to jail, right? And they're planning their escape, and this is super freaking cool because they have this newlywed game, which is just answering the same question, answering the same answer. Gina asked for a assistant, which is Emily. I'm gonna say she's gorgeous, really my type. And her whole job is to be like Gina and to burn Amy. There's other things as well, but for now, this is all I remember. So they don't pass the newlywed game, and they end up in jail. So they have Rosa has little walls and a ring, a door ring, which is super fucking funny. Charles gets a treadmill office, which is also cool. And Amy here is absolutely phenomenal because Amy is the only one that didn't get corrupted. Terry had a fridge for his yogurt. Terry loved yogurt. If anything else, so yeah, so everybody gets bribe, which is kind of sad. Jake and Old ends up in jail. They talk to the guys and say, okay, well, what can we do here? So one of them has a eyeball, a glass eyeball, which they can use to do a diversion. But pretty much everybody else is super useless, and that is funny. That is super funny. Amy is pissed off at the whole squad because they've been bought, and she's still holding on. She's still holding on. The cool part is Amy will convince them like, listen, it's not worth it. Captain Old is our captain, and I'm gonna get back Jake. And then people are like, okay, well, you're right. Captain Old is our captain. Captain of my captain. They go in, and this is insane because they're able to leave. Now the cops see them, and Jake and Raymond kiss, which is in the south, and it's the thing that really gets them in trouble, and the thing that helps them get away because it's like, holy shit, you guys just kiss, which is kind of funny because for a show that's being super pro-gay, which is amazing for Brooklyn Nine-Nine, to feature characters that are homophobic is brilliant because the thing to do if you're normal, if you're on the edge, is no gay characters but no homophobia. Like then you put gay characters and then you put homophobia. And it's a case of making it immoral. Oh, we're gay, so you should protect us. It's just funny because they're gay people and there's homophobia. It's just a brilliant idea. They make it a comic aspect, right? So they tell the new captain not to be pushover because he's not a pushover when they have to go to Florida. He doesn't allow it. Old is like, yo, guess what? We don't have any money, we're kind of fucked. And this is pretty much the episode. We're not doing bad, huh? So I got time. Well, you know what? I got a ton of time. So give me a sec. Give me a reason to burn and run. Give me a reason to burn the house down. Oh, dude, I'm done. Wish you would. I love that. I got a ton of time. It's possibly one or two more episodes. We're gonna be good. The problem is just gonna be about storage. And no, I don't delete videos. So I gotta make space. We made space by uploading them. Today was a day of work. It was a crazy day of work. Let's not forget sweet sleep, so I'm happy. I'm really happy today. Sweet sleep until 8, 8:20, 8:15, 8:20. I got my appointment at 9 o'clock. It's earlier than before. So we got the news, which is kind of funny because it shows Jake and Old leaving, which is, you know what's insane? The whole thing was kind of stupid because they went to post a video to get the mafia guy down, but then they made the local news. So if you didn't see the videos, they possibly saw the local news, which is super, super, super funny. You got Jake and Alt that are trying to shop, but they're being researched. So they're treated as criminal. Amy is going to get them, so this is super, super funny. Alt is badly injured by a ray bar to the leg, running away because the cashier saw their picture as most wanted. So Jake is freaking out. We got a bag that are saying, listen, we're not gonna make the plane, but we're gonna do a road trip. The road trip is pretty uneventful, except for Scotty that has to pee. This is super cool. Raymond takes care of himself because Jake is not able to. He takes out the ray bar and he takes out the stitch me up, the stitch. And it's funny because he asked Jake to keep him company, just to distract him. And he's asking about Amy, which is a good thing. Why? Because we don't know how Jake feels about Amy going back. And this is kind of the perfect moment to do so, you know? Just saying, it's actually a really, really fucking smart. What else? Baby boy? The whole squad is there, and it's super cool because now Terry, who was a great father figure, is now paired up with Charles, who is also a great father figure. However, the parenting style is different, so then you're stuck wondering, okay, well, who's better dad? Is it Terry or is it Charles? And the answer is nobody, because everybody is their own type of dad, and you should be proud of the daddy that you do. I got a wonderful dad, so not a, I would have noticed in a relationship. Look at Peralta dad. Peralta dad was kind of super shitty. This squad is super happy that they get to see Jake and Old. We get to see the mafia guy right away. Amy wants to talk with Jake, which kind of announced a breakup. And if it announced a breakup, I'm gonna be super pissed because that's not cool. Jake has to say that he kissed Old, which is super funny. She's still the trolley. You're not still the trolley. She pretends like she speaks Italian, which is super funny. With the mafia guy, the squad takes care of them. And this is super cool because this is kind of the biggest villain that we had. And this is amazing. We got Jake, who's a real cop, like a real cop extraordinaire, getting stopped by a low-pound cop who's going to shoot him because he kissed the dude. Which is, to me, it's funny. Now, this one has no batteries. Fuck's sakes. Story of my life. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You stopped the whole thing. But don't worry, the 99 is there. The 99 got him. And Jake is taking hostage, and the gangster almost makes a run for it. However, Gina and Alt goes into a garbage truck and are able to stop the gangster, which is super funny. Gina saved the day. Gina is the MVP cop. This is super cool. This is really nice. Amy went to talk to Jake, but then she realized that she didn't want to, and everything was okay. So she's like, never mind. this guy is pissed because they did follow his order. So now we got the Brooklyn Nine-Nine becoming the Night Squad. And I gotta say, not the way I would have went, but kind of a cool thing to do. We got 7%. Oh shit. That is not good. Okay. Cool. I got 27 minutes though. So we should be able to. Cool. No doubt, no doubt. No doubt, no doubt. A disaster, and I'll be here forever after. Give me a reason. I wish you would. I wish you would. I wish you would. I think that people, we have enough time and we have enough batteries to do one more episode. I got 27 minutes, but it's more the batteries. More so the battery. This battery pack is amazing.